Yo up guys, Mr. Gross here, back from MBR Starcast, but some more Live League of Legends gameplay for you guys today, or not live, no I said live, it's one of our spectator modes once again. Today we're going to be playing as Fisherman Fizz, because there's no better way to play Fizz than being a fisherman. We're actually going to be jungling Fizz today instead of the normal route for going mid lane with him. You know, we've got to mix things up, we've got to try these new things. I've seen a Fizz, I've only seen it once in the past. It was in a ranked game about 2 weeks ago, and someone picked Fizz to jungle, and I really didn't know what to think. I was not sure if they were trying to troll me or what, and I was like, wow, you know, I could kind of imagine it working. You know, once he hits level 6, you know, with your ultimate, you've got, as long as you can land that, you're pretty much guaranteed to create a kill and lane with that ultimate. And I think he's a strong champion. He's got a nice high amount of burst. But it's just a case, you know, I think someone like Fizz and an assassin, so he quite relies on farm and gold, like likes of Zed and Akali and that, you know, they're really kind of item dependent, and they need to get these items, they need kills, and they obviously need farm, which they won't necessarily get that much amount of farm in my opinion if they were to play in the jungle. But I did this game anyway, and as the video progresses I'll talk a little bit about it and my thoughts on the whole jungler process with Fizz, and you guys can see possibly where I went wrong. You know, like I say, this is the first time I've ever tried it, so it was a bit of an experiment game. I've played Fizz mid a couple of times. I like him, he's a nice burst. But anyway, as I was saying, in this ranked game, Fizz, I can't remember what he went. I think he went like 10-0 or something. Kind of stole a couple of kills in lane off me. He stole a double kill, which annoyed me a little bit, but it didn't bother me too much because he did the job in the jungle and he was really really dialing them all up. It was quite impressive. So I thought, you know, doing a bit of blind here, and I thought, why not? You know, we'll give it a go. The worst that happens, we lose and we get blamed by the team, but you know, such is life. Team comp wise, whereas we're against the Mumu jungle, we'll switch ourselves up to the top of the Mumu. Let's try and mix them up so we can see what everyone's up to. It's an Ezreal versus Ashe in bottom. Nidalee is support, is she support? Nidalee support with Soraka. And, oh no, Ezreal, it'd be mid, sorry. Ezreal mid, that's the badger. Ezreal mid against Brand mid. And Rengar versus Jack's top, so we'll see how that goes. We've knocked off myself, see if we can find what number we are. Makes life a little bit easier. We are W for win, that's what we are. So nice little heal by Soraka there, you know, gives me that a little bit more sustain in the jungle. It means I don't have to burn that additional health pot. The build that I've started off with on Fizz here is the Butcher's Knife. Or Hunter's Machete, I always call it a Butcher's Knife, don't know why. And I started off 5 health pots. The standard route for any jungler really these days, in my opinion. It's a nice item to have, it makes the jungle a lot quicker, and obviously then you can I will eventually build it into the Spirit Stone, because it gives you obviously the health and mana regen, which is really nice. And I think ever since they made the Spirit Stone compared to where the Wriggles, it's made a lot more viable jungler route for AP casters in the jungle, like the video I did with Malzahar jungle. That was okay, I didn't really think it was anything that special, you know. I think there's certainly a lot of other better junglers out than Malzahar. I think, again, the benefit is his ultimate is that if you can land that, then, you know, you're basically guaranteeing a kill, really. And I feel the same with Fizz. Even though Fizz isn't, you know, Malzahar holds them down a little bit longer, but that knock-up that Fizz creates, and also the damage burst it does is pretty damn strong. So I took my Raves first, so I obviously now the jungle times changed to 155, Ezreal has actually picked up first blood there. I picked up my blue buff, then I went to Wolves, and then I went to Raves. And then I decided to take my red buff at level 3, or no, at level 2 still. The reason I'd done this was taking my Raves at level 2 instead of going straight to my red buff was I didn't feel that I would be able to kill the red buff unless I was at level 3, so with taking the Raves it didn't actually put me on to level 3, but by killing those 2 little small golems there, it puts me on to level 3, which meant I was able to kill that red buff a little bit quicker. Obviously not the ideal start for my team. With both our mid lane and top lane actually dying during their battles there, which is a bit unfortunate. You know, as a jungler you kind of hope that your lanes will play safe and will necessarily wait for you to actually make a gank happen, and then you can kind of play around that, in my opinion. I think it doesn't bother me too much in like blind pick and that, but especially ranked there's just not enough of safe play. You know, people are quite aggressive and they always overestimate what they think they can do, or underestimate their opponent, and I think that's the main problem with the league. Is it's not necessarily that someone counters you or whatever. It's just down to you playing against someone else and you having a higher skill level than that person, or being able to outthink them. In your head you got to think what they're going to do, and you got to try and work around that and try and make a play happen. One thing that I did keep noticing every time I did my E move there, I should really do it before when starting off attacking the jungle. But I always kept doing it in the middle of it. I kept forgetting. Obviously, because of that, it makes me invulnerable, and the actual camp then starts to regenerate a little bit of health. I tried to make a gank have a mid. I know the importance of getting brand fed, but nothing was going to happen there. So I was like, oh, we'll make our way up top, see if we give Jax a hand. He looks like he started off with a red elixir by the looks of things there. So we really want to get a kill on him to make him that elixir worth at the purchase. Obviously Rangular's picked up that first blood over him, and he's back now, and he's got his boots. He's got a ward on him and a vampire receptor. Obviously, you can tell he hasn't warded yet, so I'm now like, I really want to kill him. So I decided to come around the backside, but he really, nice clear rate, actually able to clear out the creep wave very quickly then, and unfortunately I'm not going to go turret diving at level 4. It'd be crazy of me to even try that. So give Amumu's jungle a little scan to get the timer on his blue buff, so we know when that's going to pop up, and try and come in the side bush here now. So Jax goes in for it, actually gets the leap along with his stun, and we start to put the damage down a little bit. Unfortunately for us, I take a bit too many turret hits, so I was only one auto attack away from killing him. I think one more auto attack and he would have died. Unfortunately, I took a couple too many turret hits, and it cost me my flash, and luckily dodge Ezreal's ultimate here. And I don't know how this is. I remember dying at this point, and I really don't know how this happened. I guess it must be something to do with Rengar's ultimate, because there's no wards in this bush, and Rengar, obviously Amumu comes up, so I know Jax can get away. And Rengar pops his ultimate, and then before I know it, I'm boom. Now I was getting ready to do my Q and an E combo onto him, which I could have done, but obviously because he went invisible I couldn't see him, so I was unable to react to that. So let's have a quick look at his ultimate. I've never really actually read it, even when I played Rank, I've never really read his ultimate. Activates Stealth and Rengar after 1 second, and revealing enemy champions within 2000 range. So it does actually reveal us. So I didn't actually realise that. That's something, I've never really actually read how what his ultimate actually does, so it's quite useful to know. So I thought sat in that bush I was going to be okay, but obviously I was proven wrong. So first gank not going the way I wanted it to, obviously there, sets me behind a little bit. It's never nice to die, and especially because it's created a kill for Rengar again, so he's now 2-0, and he's got a little bit more CS than Jax has, because Jax has been out of the lane. So certainly not the ideal start, but this is the way things go. We have a little bit of a bumpy start, but it's not the end of the world. Item wise, we've now picked up our Spirit Stone, which is huge because we get the health and mana regen from it. We've also got our boots as well to give us that additional movement speed and a ward for good measure. Unfortunately here, my dot actually took blue buff. I thought I'd stopped taking it. Well, I stopped doing damage on it quite an amount of time ago, but unfortunately, even after Brand's W didn't do enough damage, and somehow I picked it up. I don't know how. It was a bit unfortunate. Obviously, blue buff is nice on myself, but I know the importance of the jungler giving his buff over to his mid lane, especially to Brand. You see how his mana's very low at this moment in time. And that was that. One thing I did find quite hard this game, and I think why it's quite nice when Ezreal is mid lane, is the fact that he has his arcane shift, and Brand just wasn't doing anything on him to make him actually use his arcane shift. So every time I tried to gank mid lane, he always had it up, meaning he had an escape to actually get out. So I've walked over a ward here, so Rengar will know that we're coming. We're still only level 5. Get our Q for him to land our E as well. He's hunting around, back for Jax. Will Jax land his stun? He has flashed out of the stun. Jax still actually going for the flash on, quite an aggressive flash considering that he no longer had his stun up, but luckily he got his ignite on him, and we were able to get that little bit of additional damage on him. Well, I think Jax drops here. Yeah, Jax did drop. We kind of missed it off screen, but he got chopped over by Ezreal there. But yeah, nice gank to make our presence known. It took us 8 minutes to get an assist onto the board. Not the slowest of not the fastest for ganks really, but compared to Mumu, he's 0-0, and the lanes all been, nothing's really been creatable in the lanes to create an earlier gank. So I'm happy with that. Obviously, I felt when I was diving into Rengar at the end, then I was just going to actually pick my kill up myself, because obviously Jax couldn't do any more additional damage, but thankfully Jax's Ignite was able to give it that final last tick, and it meant that he picks up the kill, which is really well needed, because obviously Rengar does have the 2 kills, and now he's got the 1, means he can back and buy an item which might be able to give him that little bit of extra oomph in lane, I guess you could say. So Ash picking a kill over Misfortune is really nice for me, because it means that I don't have to worry about bottom too much. I can keep my focus on trying to help mid and top lane. You can see how in the bottom corner how far bottom are pushed up at the moment, so I wouldn't really be able to make anything happen unless I really come around the backside and wait in the bush. But because I won their lane, I don't really feel the need to. Brand's obviously quite struggling in the mid lane at the moment. He's 0-2. Ezreal is 2-0 or 3-0 because he picked up that kill over Jax early on. Again, we walk over this ward. I didn't realise this ward was here, so I think I'm just chilling. I couldn't work out if Rengar knew or what, so we're just chilling here. And will anything come of it? That's the question. I can't even remember. We're going to push up into lane. Obviously, I have my ultimate now because I'm level 7. So we're looking to make a play. Looking around. We've trapped out the ultimate. We actually land onto Rengar there. And luckily for us, he was quite out of turret range there. So it meant that we took no turret aggro. And it was a nice, easy kill to secure for us. So we slowed it down in slow motion. Following it, I'm like, I need to land this ultimate. It's all down to, if I miss my ultimate, then we don't create a play because Rengar will escape, and obviously he has his ultimate up, so he could always kind of stealth away. And then here, I know how important it is for the lane to get the kill, so I let Jax get it, and that's that, and that's GG there. I could have took the kill for myself, but as a jungler, in my opinion, the kill should always go to the lane when you're ganking there, unless obviously if you're battling, you sometimes can't help it, but in a situation like there where, I could quite easily avoid taking the kill, then I know the importance of giving it to Jax, because obviously Rengar at this point was 2-1, and Jax was 1-2, but now he's 2-2, so it's really now putting him back in this lane, and hopefully he can catch up on a bit of CS, because Rengar's not there to to stop him from farming. So nice start for us. It's really helped Rengar out, helped Jax out. And I remember in this game Rengar was getting a bit pissed off, saying that I was camping top or babysitting top. But both times where we actually created a gank, he's had a ward there and he's just not reacted. Or I guess the second time he wasn't really expecting it. But that's the beauty of Fizz, and that's why I thought he was quite nice in the jungle, because of his ultimate. As like I say, once you land that, you're pretty much guaranteed a kill, and that was a fine example of that. So obviously mid lane isn't warded at the moment, but like I say, Brand just doesn't do enough to Ezreal to make him arcane shift away, so I come into the lane and Ezreal, he would just arcane shift, and even if he doesn't, he flashes away, so he's got 2 nice escape routes to get him out, and Brand just wasn't putting enough pressure on, in my opinion, for me to make anything happen. So I was like, wow, I could go bottom, but it's a long way out. So I was like, well, I'll come top again. We're making plays happen up on top. He still has no flash down. And I think as a jungler, you should be noting when someone uses their flash. Obviously, it's a 300-second cooldown, unless they change their runes and masteries, which only knocks like 10 seconds or something like that. So I knew he had it down. So I was like, well, we're ganking again. We're making pain hurt. My ultimate's back up. So it's an easy kill for Jax to get. Even though I actually picked up the kill myself there. Oh yeah, I remember actually this part here. I think Jax may get away. Can he Q onto a minion or anything? Will he get away? Oh no, Mimi does make the grab. It's a nice job by Mimi there. So if we double back in time, so come up in the bushes. Ragnar doesn't know I'm here. Waiting for Jax to engage. Lands his stun really nicely. Allows me to come in. Use my Q. Jax throws Ignite down onto him. Do a little bit of damage with my E there. I land my ultimate to secure the kill. Obviously, I'm now at this point taking turret aggro, and what I couldn't understand was Rengar actually pops his ultimate, and I thought he died. I was like, okay, he's gone, and the next thing I know, he just leaps out of nowhere and does a huge amount of damage to me along with Ignite, and obviously picks up a kill for himself, which, kind of the gank, in all fairness, failed because Rengar got a kill, and I got the kill, so it didn't really help Jax out in that part. And also then obviously Mumu got the kill, so they got a 2-for-1 out of that. It was just unfortunate that it was bad timing that Amumi come up at the right time, and I creeped me out. I couldn't work out how. Well, I thought Rengar died, and next thing I know, he obviously just popped his ultimate and he's just jumped out of nowhere and destroyed us. Nice ultimate by Ezreal there. We'll make him 4-0 at the moment, compared to Brand, who is 0-3. He's gone for cooldown boost, quite interesting with Blast and 1 there, so really struggling in lane. He's about almost 30 CS behind Ezreal now. And like I say, every time we come there, I just haven't been able to do anything because of, like I've mentioned before, of Ezreal's arcane shift. It's just, I just can't do anything unless Brand makes him force that, or Brand can land his stun combo. Then really I can't do anything coming into mid lane, and that's why I've been focused up on top. Obviously all our ganks have been up top, 2 assists and the 1 kill now. For having that kill, it's allowed us to complete our Spirit of the Special Wraith, which is it's a nice item to have because of the ability power you get, obviously the cooldown and the mana regen. You don't actually get any health regen now. I didn't realise that. I wonder why they took the health regen out. That's quite interesting. Well, I guess you get the spell vamp, which is nice, 20% spell vamp. So trying to give blue buff again away to Brand. I don't think he'd come this time, that's why I took it. I was trying to wait around, but for some reason he decided to walk over to my Wraith camp and just hover around there. I don't know why, but so he misses out on blue buff there. Again, it doesn't really bother me because it's a nice blue buff to have for myself, and he probably only died to Ezreal anyway. So trying to come into this bottom lane, unfortunately a little bit late, and Soraka does pick up a kill. No, Nidhi picks up a kill on Ashe, but we do get a shutdown onto Misfortune there. I believe it was Misfortune we killed, I can't remember now. Pretty sure it was Misfortune. Or was it Nidhi? Oh no, it was Nidhi. Misfortune had already been killed by Soraka. So, yeah, nice kill for us to pick up again there. Obviously, there was no benefit of us letting House and Soraka have it, obviously because Ashe died, so we couldn't give the kill over to the AD carry. So it was a nice kill for myself to pick up. And again, showing you the power of Fizz's ultimate, and I think that's what really kind of makes him a nice jungler, is because of his ultimate. Because once you land that, you've got to be obviously successive in landing it. It's a huge damage, and the knockback and everything is just lovely. It's really nice for ganking. So it's cool, puts us 2-2 now, or 2-2-2, looking pretty fine. Obviously, one thing what is kind of affecting us is how far mid has been pushed. Mid has actually been getting destroyed by Ezreal here. Obviously, Amumu picked up the kill there. Ezreal diving in onto us. We actually flashed behind him, then Q back into him to... Oh no, we didn't even flash, sorry, someone flashed. Oh, it was Ezreal that flashed, that's what it was. So we were able to get away from that. Unfortunately, we didn't kill Amumu, but both him and Ezreal get away. But here's Ashe to save the day. So she gets shut down gold. I get an assist on that, which is lovely considering that we were back and we didn't even really do that. Well, I guess we put a little bit of damage onto him, but to get that shut down there for Ashe is really nice. It does look like she's going to get picked up by Rengar here. A little bit of a silly pace to recall. I guess she didn't see it coming. And an easy kill for Rengar to pick up. And that does actually put into 4-3. Kills like that, it's never good, but I don't know, that's how it goes sometimes. Unfortunately, it was a bad place for her to recall, but obviously she didn't expect it. But there you go. It does show you sometimes that you have to be a bit careful where you are recalling. Sometimes, she only had to walk around, for another 3 or 4 seconds, and she'd have been in between both of the turrets, so she'd have been in a nice safe place. But there you go. Such is life. These things happen. So we'll flick back to Fizz view. I was hovering around here. I wasn't sure if they were going to take Dragon, so I was just trying to get a bit of an eyesight onto what they're up to. We were on Fizz count. There we go. Back on the Fizz count. So I know they're both hovering around here. Drop my ward there just to check if they're in there. So they're both sitting in this bush. They obviously don't know we're coming at this moment. So I could check my ultimate in there, but I wasn't sure, where they were positioned. So I saved my ultimate until the until we actually went in there. We actually landed onto Misfortune there. Allowing Brand to pick up a kill. Unfortunately, Soraka dies in the engagement, but me and Brand were able to escape. So we picked out one more assist gold than they, because there was only 2 of them. Well, Ezreal was a bit late to the party. I think I'm pretty sure they only got 2 assists out of that, whilst we got 3. I know we would have had 2 as well. Actually, I don't know what I'm talking about. So yeah, it's alright. Nice. The fact that Soraka died, the support, it doesn't really bother us too much. And it means that Brand gets the kill as well, which is really nice because we need to get him into this game. As you can see, he's 1-4 at the moment, and he's about 40 CS behind on Ezreal. So Ezreal is looking very strong. And he's now died again to Ezreal, so it was just Ezreal with the pro skin. I can't think what the skin is. It is a nice skin, quite expensive though. So Ezreal doing a really good job in the mid lane, and 6-1, so it's certainly paying off for him. Jax now, thanks to the ganks that we made up in top lane, is actually able to fight Rengar in a 1v1, and you know, that's always good signs. Picking a kill up by himself, you know, without any jungler help is huge, and it means that then that's really good for us as a team, because we know that Jax is starting to hit a point where he's going to be able to start mounting some faces like Jax does best, and that's what we like to see. He's already completed his Phage, now completing his Sheen on his back there, and obviously completing his Ninja boots as well, so he's going to be coming back to lane looking a lot stronger. It'd be nice when he completes his Trinity Force, of course, because he'd just be wrecking faces then. So we're on the hunt now, coming down to this bot lane. Our ultimate is up along with Flash. We'll see if we can make anything happen. Obviously there is no wards at the moment, but we do unfortunately stand in a trap, and that's just one of those unlucky things. That's the way it goes. So it does mean our gank will fail now. As soon as I stepped in that trap, Nidley and Misfortune were smart enough. They knew they shouldn't be hovering around anymore, so they back, and I just go take some more of my red camp. What I'm going to also pick up on now is what I haven't mentioned it during the video so far, is what I've been scaling this game. Move wise, I scaled up my W first. I think it's really nice because of the pass on it for killing through your jungle a lot quicker. And then I've decided to, I can't remember, well, I've gone for 2 points in my E, 2 points in my Q, so I'm not sure what I've actually scaled out those two yet. Going to put my ultimate down. I was obviously aiming to get onto Misfortune, you know, she was my main target, but unfortunately just so I went to put it down, and Mumu actually stood in my way, and that was that, and that's how it goes. But it does mean that Jax is now onto a killing spree, you know, which again is very huge for us. It's what we like to hear, because Jax is someone you don't want to feed. And getting a lovely stun onto Misfortune there. Nice Ashe ult as well, keeping her into place, and it does mean that I can pick up my third kill of the game. But unfortunately for myself, Rengar does actually come from behind us and kills myself, even though I did flash. Unfortunately, I'm not sure what it was, if he had red buff or something, possibly had red buff. And it gives him he gets the kill with me. I don't know if he got a double kill that or just a one. I'm not sure, but Jack's picking up a double kill at the end there. Really, I couldn't believe it. I thought he was going to die to Rengar, but you know, Jack's really looking strong now, and you can see where he only had his Phage and Sheen before. I think he picked off 3 kills during that engagement. Then he's able to straight away back and buy his Trinity Force, you know, which is a huge item to have on Jax. Really going to be OP now. He's got a longsword on there as well, so he's going to be bagging a lot of damage. It's like what we like to see. I want to pick on now my items as well this game. Obviously we've got a special column there, or whatever, it's a special Spirit the Spectacle Wraith, that's the badger. I get confused between all these new jungler items. I've gone for the Sheen as well, you know. I think the Sheen, to complete into Lynchbane, is a really nice item to have on Fizz because of the passive on it. And you just do huge damage after you do an ability. And obviously I've gone for my Sorcerer Shoes for the Magic Pen, and once again my passive being, I don't know if it was because my passive wanted me to have blue buff all these times, but once again, unfortunately for Brand, our passive does take away his blue buff. So I feel sorry for the guy because he's got no mana regen items. You know, he's gone for a blast. It looks like he's going for an early Riley's Crystal Scepter. I don't know necessarily why he would go for that. I guess he just wants to be a little bit more tanky against Ezreal. A bit interesting, but unfortunately for him, he hasn't had a blue buff yet because my passive has taken it every time I've gone to give it to him. I think that was twice now, and we took one for ourselves because he wasn't there in time. I haven't got time to wait around to give people the blue buff. It is really nice to have the blue buff on Fizz, but obviously the importance of having it on Brand is very high. But he has died, as you can see, 6 times this game, so to how long it would actually last on him if we gave him the blue buff is a different question. Ezreal using his ultimate there, True Shot Barrage, to try and snipe away the dragon, but luckily that's what, as a jungler, you have Smite for, and we were there to able to deal with the situation. He used it a little bit early anyway, so just one of those unfortunate things for him, and one of those good things for us. So 4 of them, it looks like 4 of them are hovering at bottom against 4 of us. Obviously Jax and Rengar are still top. Ezreal getting a little bit of poking there. Once again I chuck my ultimate down, and Amumu's there to stand in the way and stops it from hitting Misfortune again. I couldn't believe it. I was absolutely distraught. Oh, I thought it was a nice ultimate, it was going to hit Misfortune, it would have been all GG, but it soon turned around and against us when Amumu ulted, and obviously because of that, Misfortune was able to use bullet time and across all of us and did a huge amount of damage, and I just had to try and I used my Q to try and get on Ezreal. I knew I was going to die, I had no flash, I was never going to get out of it, and does pick up a kill for Bran, but you know, obviously they come out in favour in that engagement, but it's alright, we got Dragon just before that, so it's nice. They do actually have the kill advantage at the moment, 19 to 15, mainly because of Bran in the mid lane by the looks of things, but we're not far behind. We're only 600 gold away from them, and they do have 2 turrets up as well, so you know, things will start to go our way eventually, and we're far from out of it. And also Jax is now dominating, so that's huge now. You know, Jax can, you know, obviously as you see, I haven't had to go top of late because of that little bit of babysitting we done up top. Obviously Jax was behind. Rengar had 2 kills because I died to him, and obviously Jax died to him. And Jax is now fed as anything. You know, 8 to 3. He's got his Trinity Force, and anyone he comes up against he's pretty much going to be able to get destroyed. Looks like Ezreal and Amumu did shut him down there. Unfortunately, probably got caught out a little bit, but not the end of the world. He is still looking super fed, and once he comes into the team fights, he will be doing some high amount of damage, I expect. So we're just going to clear through our jungle, standard procedure, trying to keep it all real. Push Amumu out of there, telling him to get the hammer out. Does look like Bran might be in trouble again, but Soraka's there to chuck the heal in. Good guy Soraka, doing the best job in the support. That's what he can do, giving us all the heals and mana that we need. I really don't rate Soraka's support. I think the problem is that she just does no damage. You know, she has a heal and she has mana, and then she has another heal. Obviously she has a Q, but really her Q doesn't do much anyway, unless you build an AP on her. And I think that's just the unfortunate thing. You know, it's good for sustain, but then in my opinion, if you want sustain, then why not have someone like a Soraka, Sonya in your team, because obviously from that you get the ultimate as well, which, you know, is a huge AoE ultimate. You can lock the whole team up and it's just huge. Ezra actually tricked us all out here using his arcane shift to actually teleport over the side. Ash a little bit late with eagle vision there, and she does actually drop. But it does look like Jax is going to be able to slay it, and Ezreal to pick up his 10th kill of the game now. Rengar is on the hunt. I didn't know even how he leaped me. It looked like he leaped on Bran there, but he still picked up the kill myself. Bran will flash away, but it does look like Rengar's made a bad decision. He obviously picked up the kill myself, but Jax picking up his 11th kill of the name now. On a nerd killing spree. they just seem to want to feed Jax at the moment, which certainly isn't a smart idea in my opinion. As he's just going to become uncontrollable at this rate. Whilst myself, who's now 4-5-6, like, we're looking pretty right. You know, I think we've done a reasonable job in ganking lanes. Obviously, we couldn't do too much mid because Ezreal just got too fed, and every time we went there, Bran just wasn't making anything happen. So literally all we did was babysit top, and you know, it's paid us in dividends because Jax is so fed now, and all the other lanes did reasonably well. You know, we created that gank down bottom as well, where we killed Nidley, which was nice. And things are looking pretty damn daring. I see what we actually, where are we? We've scaled up our E, that's what we've scaled up. Scale up W, then E, then Q last. Obviously, our ultimate whenever we can. So we're looking good, you know. Having a nice game, really, I feel. Considering it's the first time I've jungled Fizz, you know, I'm pretty happy with how the results have gone. So far anyway, you know. There's still a little bit of the game left to go. And we'll see. I think we make a real bad decision here. I decided to dive onto Fizz onto Ezreal there, and obviously I use my E as a for engagement, and it meaning that I didn't have an escape route, and they all come, and Amumu landing his ultimate along with the true shot Raj going over the top of us was just too much damage, and it does mean Ezreal picks up a triple kill now, putting in 12 kills to 4, looking more OP than our Jax at the moment. And it was a really bad idea by me. I was the one who engaged that. You know, it was my call to try and dive onto Ezreal. It was a really bad decision. I just didn't realise the amount of people that would come over, and obviously Amumu landed a nice ultimate along with Ezreal's ultimate over the top of us, was just too much for us to handle. and he's now on a rampage, looking pretty damn fine. Will they pick the kill up for Brand? He will do. Double kill, up to 14 kills now. There is no stopping this Ezra at the moment with his death cap on Affin's Unholy Grail and his Sheen and Cage Lucky pick there. It's just too much damage. He must be stacking a fair bit of AP. He is currently 414 AP, which is an additional 422 AP it had on his ultimate then, bonus. So he's hitting around about, I don't know what the base damage was, I didn't see the base damage. So he's hitting around about 1100 base damage, actually, well not base damage, 1100 damage in total obviously. Then you've got to take magic resist and everything into account, but yeah, really nice for Ezra. AP Ezra looking pretty fed at the moment. He does actually decide to actually jump over into the pit with us, and we'll pick up a kill over Jax, making him, putting him dominating at the moment. But obviously we secure Dragon, again keeping my smite there to stop him. That's the second time he's tried to steal it away from us, but that's the second Dragon I believe we've got this game. The only team to secure the Dragon, I mean, we hasn't actually been able to get his hand on one yet, so that's always good. So Jax for dying for me to kill Ezreal as well with it, because obviously I get the shutdown gold from killing Ezreal, and obviously we got Dragon as well, which is a lovely global gold for everyone. Catching out Misfortune here. She was a bit overextended, and Ashe picks up her third kill of the game. Rengar doing what Rengar does best, using his stealth and completely dummies around us. I didn't have a clue where he went. Really nice play by him, and he does actually make the escape there, so good job. You know, I did think it looked like we were easily going to be able to kill him there, but nice ultimate, and he uses it to escape, and GG. So I'm going to pick up my red buff again. I think red buff is really nice on Fizz, especially with your passive. My passive at the moment does, where are we? Fizz attack renders enemy dealing 50 plus I can't speak. Dealing 70 plus 57 plus 8% of the target's missing health as magic damage over 3 seconds. You know, that's pretty damn OP, to be honest. That's why, in my opinion, Fizz is such a strong champion, whether it be in the mid lane or the jungle. But like I mentioned before, I think Fizz is very reliant on getting kills so that he can get his items and everything, and obviously farm as well. Even though we've done pretty reasonable farm and kill wise, 5 to 6 to 7 with 94 CS. But the problem is, if we didn't get the kills we do have now, then I think we would really be kind of strong in this game, because we've got some nice items on us. Obviously just backing them buying our Nisi large rod now. Before that, we'd already had our Lynch being completed, so that will put us on, how much AP do we count up? 248, you know, which is not too bad, considering we are jungling Fizz. So ultimate's back up now. Do actually land the ultimate onto Ezreal after he picked up a double kill over Soraka and Ashe, which must have been them. So we picked up a kill, you know, obviously we couldn't dive any further as it's only me and Brand against, well, which was against 4 of them, but luckily with our ultimate it allowed Ezreal to take a couple more turret hits by the turret, and that was GG. It was enough to hold them off. So it's now down to me to try and keep the resistance and make sure that the turret doesn't drop, but Rengar and Nidalee trying to do their best to put the most amount of damage on it, but it does look like I've been able to hold it off safely, even though I did take a couple too many turret hits. I do actually have, there was actually a ward in this bush, so I was able to see Rengar there, but unfortunately, as you'll see, if we rewind back quickly, oh, I don't want to slow it down, we want to jump back. So, I know that Rengar's there. Obviously, I took that Nidalee spear there, which didn't help, you know, it was quite a lot of damage to take, so I was like, I knew he was there, so I don't know what's going on, it looks to be lagging a little bit. So I'm like, I see him there, no, he's just about to finish his recall, so I was like, hell no, I'm going to flash in here, use my E to try and close the gap, but unfortunately for myself, just as I was hoping to cure me, obviously he pops his ultimate, and is able to get out of my view for a little bit, and just as he turns around, he puts his damage down onto myself, and I'm able to pick up the kill there, but Nidalee's there to put a nice spear into myself, and that was enough to halt the or stop me from getting away, unfortunately. Obviously I used my E to make the engagement, so I didn't have my E to use as an escape tool, but for me to pick up the kill with Rengar, I think it was quite nice. As we, I don't think we got any shutdown gold on Rengar then, I don't believe, but obviously Nidalee got the kill over me, which doesn't worry me too much as she's the support, so, you know, it's not the worst person that could have got the kill. Obviously she does get shutdown gold over me, but such as I. She's got quite an aggressive build with her Archangels and Needlessly Large Rod there. She's obviously doing quite well. Or, this is the difference here, where she has 6 kills. Their AD carry has no kills, and you can really see that in items compared to our Ashe, who's actually gone for a Tear of Goddess there and completed into a Manamune. Which I've seen a couple pro players doing. I think it just really kind of allows her to spam her volley and keep her crystal, her Q up a little bit longer, whatever that's called. So it's quite a nice option, I think. And obviously just have a Phantom Dancer and Infinity Edge there, so still doing a lot of crit damage. Does look like Bran will get dropped here. I'm trying to come up to the battle as quick as I can. We're going to make the engagement. We do land our ultimate onto Ezreal, so that does mean he will drop. And able to pick up a double kill onto a Mumu. Unfortunately, Jax does die to Rengar Misfortune as we went with him, picking up the triple kill onto Misfortune there, which is really nice for us. Puts us up to 10-7 now, trying to dive onto Rengar, but we're not going to be able to kill him under the turret, unfortunately. And we will just kind of, looks like, back away. I don't think we're really going to make anything happen. I am diving in here. Yeah, this was really bad by me. This is really bad play. If we actually go back here, even though I don't really want to watch it again because it was pretty dumb by me. Coming along here, so I'm pretty greedy, just got my triple kill thinking I'm OP. Use my E once again as an engagement tool, which I think really kind of hurt me. I should really kind of stop using that to engage. And unfortunately, when I used my Q to get onto that side of Rengnar, it put me on the turret side and I just took too much turret aggro, and that was that. So, quite an easy kill for Rengar to pick up for himself there. Really done by myself. Obviously he gets double buff because of that now, but there we go, such is life. It wasn't a mistake by me, I should have just left. But this Soraka will be battling out with him. Will she be able to get away? She's dropping him pretty low. There goes the silence, and it will be a killing spree for Rengar, but a shutdown gold does go to Soraka, so good job by Soraka to actually pick up a kill there. I thought she was easily going to die. Possibly had she actually started focusing a little bit earlier, maybe she would have been able to pick up the kill without dying, especially as she had exhaust as well, but there you go, these things happen. But we're looking pretty fine and dandy. Now turning our Needlessly Large Rod into our death cap, so come 33 minutes, AP wise run up to 379, so really huge for us. Meaning that once we actually jump onto someone with our ultimate, the kill potential we have is pretty high now, and looking pretty fine. So far I would say, if we compare our jungle to a Mumu, we are currently 10, 8, 7, so we do have a lot of deaths. A couple of deaths I think were avoidable, but greed overpowers us, I think. Whilst the Mumu's 3-2-7, so we made the same amount of ganks, but obviously we picked up 7 more kills for ourselves, which obviously I do agree that the lane should get them, but once it comes into the team fights, anyone's open to the kills, it's no problem going onto the jungler into the team fight state. I think the laner phase, it's important that the lane gets it because it really helps them, but when it comes into team fights, the jungler getting the kills is definitely not a bad thing because they're important to scale up in the game as well, and especially like a champion like Fizz, but because I've got those kills now, it's allowing me to get the items I want, and it's going to make me look really strong. So Jack actually creating the engagement here, will pick up a kill onto Misfortune, actually stops her ultimate. Mimi does land his ultimate onto our south, using my ultimate on Rengar, and will be enough for Jax to pick up a triple kill. He is on the hunt now. Will he be able to pick up the Quadra? Jumping onto Ezreal, he has Arcane Shift away, and will pick up a double kill for himself, but no problem for us as I'm there to slay him anyway. So now on the hunt of Nidalee, and using my E once again as an engagement tool, and once again turret's there to stop me, and I wasn't going to make the same mistake as last time and die under the turret and die under it, so keeping it cool, just trying to push the minion wave up so that we can try and do a bit of additional damage to this turret. Our ultimate obviously is down as we used it in Rengar to keep him off us during that fight, and we're just hovering around here. I don't think we have actually there, finally using our E as an escape tool. Nice bit of damage we actually had from our Q there. Unfortunately Ashe misses our ultimate, and we will go in here and we use the ultimate, but the flash away by Nidalee along with the heal will keep her alive. We actually have flashed in here, and once again using our E as a tool for aggression. I do, there are situations where I think it's useful. The cooldown's pretty low, as you can see. We actually got away with it that time but had I not used my E to engage on her, I wouldn't have been in range for my Q, and that's generally why every time I use my E, it's just to try and shorten that range so that I can use my Q. Going here, Brand, I was like, come on Brand mate, I will give you a blue buff this game. Unfortunately I decided to stop attacking it early. I was like, you know, if I stop attacking it now, let him do the rest of the damage, at least he can at least get it at that time. It'll take him a little bit longer to get it. But I wish I had carried on attacking it now, because just as I went to walk away from it, unfortunately I walked in Ezreal's True Shot Barrage. It was just bad timing, and it does give him a little bit of shutdown gold. Puts him up to 20 kills now, 20 to 8, you know, not bad gun at all. With his Death Cap, Zhonya's and Lynchbane there, looking pretty damn OP. But obviously we've now actually backed and bought a needlessly large rod for ourselves, so that will actually scale our AP up quite a lot. Ezreal 665, not bad gun at all. And Mumu with just the 15 AP there. Obviously he's gone for a tanky Mumu option there. It looks like he is actually seeing our red buff away, trying to make some payback for us taking his blue buff. So nice job by him. Obviously he knows I'm dead at the moment, so I'm not going to be around there to stop him, and I'm the only champion really most likely to be hovering around our jungle at this point. Obviously they had no ward, so it was a bit risky him getting in there, but you know, it was paid off. You know, he gets a little bit of additional gold for that. His CS has been pretty good this game, 152 to 109, but I think we've been making a lot more plays than what Amumu has. I think we've been a bit more an effective jungler than himself, so looking nice and fine. So yeah, everything is looking good. We look at our Jax. He's got his obviously he's got his Trinity Force. He has his Hextech Gunblade, along with his, I can't even pronounce the name of that, Zephyr, and his Rage Blade. The movie does actually pick up the kill on myself. I get caught out a little bit there. Do you try to use my ultimate to escape, but unfortunately it was not to be. The movie does land his grab onto Jax, but he is going to be able to get away. So it was coming to that point, you know, the 38 minutes, almost almost on the 40-minute mark now, meaning that the cooldown timers are very large. You see that I'm dead for 50 seconds. It's a huge amount of time to be dead. It allows them to push. Luckily, there's still 4 members of our team up, so they should be able to hold this mid turret. But you can tell why once you do say 2 or 3 players, how someone or how a team can start just destroying through your base. But hopefully these guys will make the hold. They got the nice clearance from Brandon. I looked at his build now, real interesting build. I don't know if it's because I guess he's built it because he struggled so hard in lane. You can see he's 2 to 10. He's gone for his Riley's, an Abyssal Scepter and the Banshee's Veil, and then obviously then cooldown boots as well. So quite an interesting build. Didn't necessarily know why he's gone for that. You know, I think something like the Death Cap would be huge, and the Haunting Guys as well for the passive on that. Does look like Jax will jump over the wall there and does actually pick up the kill over Ezreal and escapes with less than 100 HP, and so did Brand drop Raylo there as well. So we're going to make our way up to this top side, and we see Rengar there. We're like, hell no Rengar, you're not taking this turret. Use our Q to actually get onto him, and I was quite surprised by the amount of damage we do there. I just couldn't believe it. So I now decide, I want to use my ultimate on him, but that slow that he put on me was enough to mean that I was just that centimetre away from actually landing my ultimate. Had he not slowed me, I'd been able to obviously moved a little bit quicker, meaning I'd have been able to close down the gap to pop my ultimate, but I thought I was in range for it, but unfortunately I wasn't, and he makes the escape. Had I landed that, it would have been definitely GG, and he is actually hovered around this bush side to actually pick up the kill over Soraka, and he does fail flash here. Once again, he lands his slow onto me. That slow is 2 OP, but using my E to actually close the gap and pick the kill over Rengar, and also escape from the misfortune Lily that was chasing me. Unluckily for us, Jax has made his way over here, landing his snow, his stun onto Lily there, and he has created the flash play and will be able to easily shut down Misfortune. So really nice, picked another kill for ourselves up, which puts us on to 14 now. You know, it's pretty good stuff. We actually turned it around, and now we actually have the turret advantage along with the gold advantage. About 3,000 gold up at the moment. Click to director cameras, we can't actually see what's going on in the team fight. We do actually miss our ultimate, unfortunately, as I was trying and get onto Ezreal, but we didn't close the gap quick enough. Myself and Brand should be able to pick up a Mumu here without a problem. We do have to actually flash away then, because his AoE with the Sunfire Cape and his W was a little bit too much for us. Nice ultimate by Soraka, allowing us to then turn back round and actually kill him with our Q. He didn't see that coming, so looks like the pings to retreat back have been called as Rengar is up, and he's certainly that was why I left the base. I didn't want to be there to see him come for us, but the ultimate by Ashe and the slow from her Q there was just too OP, dearie me. She destroyed Rengar there. Wow, that was pretty cool. I guess that's the benefit of having that tier there, stacking up that tier on the south view. It just means that she's able to have a Q on a lot more, I feel. And obviously she gets a little bit of additional damage from it as well. Not much, you know, you do miss out on a big item, but for this kind of mid game here, it's quite nice because it allows her to obviously spam her Q and her volleys, you know, which are really quite huge. It's nice to have there. So we pick up, I think that was our third dragon in the game. Still, they haven't actually secured a dragon yet, so really nice for us. I'm now able to complete our Zhonya's Hourglass, which is a huge item to have because it means that we can we get the armor from it, and obviously then we get the active from it in case anything crazy happens. It means if I initiate with my Q and we get caught out in a place, at least we can pop our Zhonyas and wait for the team to kind of surround us and then start to put the damage back out again. Jax is on the hunt for Nidalee there. She did actually pop her active on her Archangels there, but not enough to stop the power of Jax. That's what happens when you feed that guy. Up to 20 kills now, dearie me. The pings for Baron have gone down. I was there, obviously you see that I bought an additional blasting wand. I was just going to buy a pink ward, but you know, I was like, why buy a pink ward? I might as well just buy an oracle. So we clear out the ward there, and have no problem from themselves using smite. We did actually use smite there, but I think I was a second too early, and it did actually mean that Ashe actually picked it up. So a little bit of a sloppy smite with me, especially as Ezreal fired his true shot barrage a couple of seconds later. Had he been a little bit earlier on that, then he could obviously have created himself a kill, but I will create him. Got Baron for his team, but there we go. Misfortune actually walked away from our ultimate there, and I was about to get away from it, but for some reason she decided to turn around and actually walked on top of it a little bit, so it took a huge amount of damage and obviously knocked back from there, and she was insta-dead then. Looks like Ezreal will be caught out here. Brand using his ultimate along with Ashe's ultimate, quite a bit of a waste just for Ezreal, but nevertheless he does die, which is the most important thing. And we can now start pushing on to their final two turrets. There goes one, putting the hunt onto Nidalee. We have gone off screen now as we are in directed camera. I don't believe we pick up Nidalee because she was too close to their spawn anyway. But the team will pick up the kill. Oh, can we get Nidalee? No, we cannot. This is like we battle with Rengar here. I think, yeah, we missed our ultimate. I was hoping to try and land it onto Nidalee, but Rengar picks up the kill thanks to Nidalee landing the spear on me. It was just too much damage for us to take, but Jax was there once again. You see how quickly his attack speed was there, slaughtering down that the inhib, and that will be the end. Victory for us. So I mean, the kill wise actually 47-47. We do finish on about a 9k gold advantage, mainly because of all the global gold that we scored. Obviously we secured one Baron and we got 3 dragons, and obviously we had 7 more turrets in as well, which was really huge. So that was my first time trying out Fizz jungle. I think it went pretty well. Obviously we babysat top a little bit, and it allowed top to get that massive advantage. You see how fed Jax was come the end of this game. It was huge. And I think we did alright, you know, because it gave maybe bottom. We went down bottom once. I think they did pretty reasonably well on bottom. It was just mid we didn't really help out, but I just couldn't do anything mid lane because Ezreal had his arcane shift, and every time I went mid, it was always up because Brand just didn't do any damage to him, and we really needed Brand to land his stun combo. If he could do that, I think we'd have easily killed him, but Brand just couldn't seem to get close enough, I guess, and was really losing out on that. You can see why his end score 3-10, but there we go. So we finished on 15-11-11, bit better than their Amumu, which is always a good thing. So there we go. Nevertheless, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Take it easy, have a good day. Peace.